All right, so on this first shelf, I have volumes 4 through 22 of Flame of Rika. This is a series that I've been collecting kind of slowly over time. It's been a little difficult considering this is, I believe it's out of print. So I'm just looking for used copies here and there. But, maybe this year I'll find a couple more volumes. Next to that, I have Claymore volumes 10 through 12. These were a gift many years ago. But honestly, I've been eyeing the box set. So we'll see. We'll see. Next to that, I have Haikyuu volumes 28 through 41. I bought this chunk during one of Right Stuff's annual sales. I know they just went on sale this holiday sale too, but I missed out on a chance for that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be back on sale soon, and I'll be able to collect the rest of the series. Next to that, I have My Hero Academia volumes 1 through 16. For now, I'm keeping this series in my collection, but I think I'm done collecting this. And next to that, I have the first volumes of both Zatch Bell and Yakitaka the Japan. Both these series I read when I was younger, and I'm kind of keeping mostly for nostalgia's sake at this point. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna continue collecting these, but I'm keeping the first volumes of each for sure. Right. And on this next shelf, I have I have Bleach volumes 1 through 73. I'm missing, I believe right here, yes, volumes 22 to 29, but those will be acquired very soon because this is like you'll notice from the rest of my collection, I don't really have like full series or the full like set of volumes for a lot of my series. That's a problem I'm working on. But Bleach for sure. I'm like so close to collecting everything. I think I want to finish that up soon. So next to that, I have volumes 0 through 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm I'm super behind. I think I have read up to volume 5, so I should really finish that soon or like get up to date soon because I collected up to volume 16 and I know there's like I think volume 20 is coming out soon, but I'm like not allowing myself to buy any more until I'm caught up. And next to that, I have just a couple games and a couple Blu-rays. I'm just kind of keeping it here because I don't really have a separate shelving for my games, but my collection's kind of small, so I think that's okay. Next to that, or on the next shelf, I have another series that I absolutely love, and I'm also missing. What's it? I know I'm missing a volume somewhere. Where am I? 32. Yes, I'm missing volume 32. I don't know why. I bought this again just as a whole chunk because it went on sale on Right Stuff. And I was like, yeah, like let me just get the rest of the series because I only had 24 and 25. I don't know, yeah, 24 and 25 at the time, but I somehow missed volume 23. So that is also something that I'll be picking up really soon. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite shonens, or just favorite manga in general. So that I have Spy Family, volume 7 and 8. So I don't know if y'all knew, but Target sells manga now. And so I picked these up from Target, which like if Target's manga selection was more expansive, I would definitely go to them a little more often because 20% off. That's very nice. Next up, I have volumes 1, 3, and 4 of Kaiju number 8. I started reading this on the Shonen Jump app, and if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend. It's a lot of fun. It gives me a lot of like classic shonen feels, but with a slight twist of the protagonist not being a 12-year-old boy, but like a grown man. So next to that, I have the first and second volumes of The Duke of Death and His Maid, which um, I started reading this online, and I was really excited to see that it is now in physical publication, and it's another sweet story. Also in I've been talking for a hot second now, but if any of these series kind of stands out to you guys, leave a comment down below, and I would love to go and do like a more in-depth review videos of any of these really. Next to that, I have the just a random kind of not random. It's one of the titles from the Weekly Shonen Jump. Uh, I'm gonna be real. I definitely bought this because of the freebies it came with. It came with a couple like bleach like stickers and a clear folder, and I'm like, I gotta pick it up. So that I did. All right. And on this next shelf, I have the omnibus version of Shaman King. I'm missing quite a few volumes in the middle, which is why you see a random gap, although I'll definitely need more space than the gap is providing. But yeah, Shonen Jump is another one of those like childhood series that I really enjoyed growing up. So when I saw that they were being printed again in an like in the omnibus format, immediately swooped in and bought as much as I could. But yeah, I'm gonna need to pick up the ones in the middle soon. And right next to Shaman King, I have the full series of Hell's Paradise. This is one of those series that to be honest, I picked up kind of impulsively. I just thought the art looked really cool, and I heard a couple good things about it here and there, but I didn't really know too much about it. But I still picked it up, and next thing I know, I own the full series. It's really good. I highly recommend. I mean, most if not all of everything I own, I recommend. Hell's Paradise for a series that's under 15 volumes. It's a quick read. Well, what I consider to be a quick read. And I think, honestly, if you sit down, you can get through this in a day. It's really good. It really kind of sucks you in. It's one of those type of stories. Next to that, I have Blue Lock, volumes 1 through 3. I I'm not the biggest sports manga person, to be quite honest, but this gives me more like survival island kind of vibes. So it's really good basically. I'm not I have the first 3 volumes, but I'm still on volume 2. But even only the first 2 volumes, and I already know that I am going to love this. All right, and on this next shelf, I have character volumes for Death Note, Vampire Knight, and Bleach. I got these years ago, and by years ago, I really do mean years ago. um, there was a time where those 3 were like my top 3 favorite series, so I picked these up really quick. Next, that I have a new manga actually. I'm like a new manga. What was it called again? Let me just pull it over here because I can't read sideways. Oh, Yakuza Fiance. I speaking of impulse purchases, I I haven't even read this online to be honest. I've only seen like a couple panels here and there on like TikTok. What a time. We're getting manga recommendations from TikTok now. And I mean that non-sarcastically. Like, what a time. I love it. But everyone's been raving about this. So I'm super excited to start reading this. Who knows when, but soon. Next to that, I have a couple manhwas. These are Yen Press's, although not this one. It doesn't have the imprint, but these are Yen Press's new kind of side label, Ise. So the first one I have is Daughter of the Emperor. And after that, I have Villains Are Destined to Die and The Gently Raised Beast. Out of the 3 of them, I've only read Villains Are Destined to Die before, and gosh, the art, so pretty. So pretty. And I really love the story too. So I grabbed the first volumes of each of these, and I don't know if I'm gonna grab any more of Daughter of the Emperor, but definitely gonna keep collecting Villains Are Destined to Die and My Gently Raised Beast. Next to that, I have the first 3 volumes of The Way of the House Husband. I think I'm done collecting this. Not to say that I don't like the series or anything, but it's definitely one of those like I just want it in my collection, but I don't necessarily want the full series, if you know what I mean. Next to that, I have volumes 2 through 5 of The Witch and the Beast, and this is the beginning of. So I have a lot of series where I only have the first volume of a series, but I also have a good amount of series where the only volume that I don't have is the first volume, which I don't know why. Like, I haven't started the series because I still haven't picked up the first volume, and I think I'm kind of sick of waiting for myself to pick it up naturally. So I think I'm gonna go to my Barnes and Noble and pick it up because I already know that I'm going to love this. If only I could freaking start it, you know? Next to that, I have Inuyasha, volumes 1 through 27, with an amazing amount of volumes missing in between. But this is obviously one of my favorite childhood anime and mangas, so another one of my slowly collecting. I know it'd be a lot faster if I was just to get the omnibus version of these, but I I don't know. I really like, obviously, the way that it was published, that version of it and the single volume. So this is just gonna be a slowly collecting type of thing. On my most bottom shelf of this bookshelf, I have a couple art books from Angel Sanctuary and um, Spirited Away. I actually don't have that many art books, which is funny because I love art books. I think I think I might pick up a couple more this year. And next to that, I have my insane collection of not only catalogs from the anime conventions that I go to. I like to collect them. So this is kind of like a nice overview of all the conventions I've been to in my lifetime. Not all of them because the smaller ones don't have this, but yeah, I just like to kind of keep it for memory's sake. Next to that, I have a pretty decent amount of of dojins. I'm not going to be pulling these out, like any of these out, but just there they are. And next to that, I have some zines. I recognize that they are actually pronounced zine from magazine, but I like saying zine, so I will continue to do so. And next to that, I have here, let me just angle it that way a little. Very nice. I have volumes 1 through 12 of Vinland Saga. I think I'm missing, yeah, I'm missing volume 9. But wow, I Vinland Saga really caught me off guard because, to be honest, I got the first volume as a gift from my dear friend, and it was very like, oh, cool, thanks. Yeah, I'll try this out. I'll check it out. And then I didn't touch it for like a year and a half until one day I finally like started it and I blinked and now I have minus volume 9, 12 volumes of it. So it's really good. It's so good. It follows kind of like the entire life of the main character in a Viking setting. It's not a shonen. Is it a seinen? I would categorize it as a seinen, but it's tons of fun. So next to that, it's not a manga, but since it's here, I would like to show it off a little. I have the original soundtrack of Hades, one of my favorite games. It is actually the game that got me into games. And I don't know if you'll I know this is a manga collection video, but like comment down below if you're excited for Hades too, because I know I am, and I I absolutely cannot wait for the beta version to come out, hopefully very soon. All right, so on my next bookshelf, I have volumes 1 through 18 of Hanakimi, which, as you can see, missing a ton in the middle. But this is another series that I will definitely be continuing to collect. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a couple more volumes this year, but we'll see. Next to that, I have the Wallflower volumes 1 through 19. Yes, missing quite a bit in between of that, but the same situation for that one. I have a handful of volumes of Fire in His Fingertips, a little spicy. Do not recommend if you are underage. Next to that, I have The Girl from the Other Side, the first volume, and the first volume of Nicola traveling around the dreams. I can't read the dreams world. Yes. Both of those series kind of follow a younger protagonist, and they're completely different vibes, but I recommend both. Next to that, I have a super random volume of Fruits Basket. I definitely picked that up because it was in the $1 bin. But Fruits Basket, classic shoujo. Everyone knows it, everyone loves it. Next to that, I have Angel Sanctuary, volumes 1 through 7. I have the art book for it. So I should get the rest of the series is the general consensus in the council in my head. But that is another slowly but surely. And next to that, I have volumes 1 through 22 of Ranma 1 half and volumes 1 through, I can read upside down because I have put it upside down. Volumes 1 through 24 of Basara. This next shelf, I have volumes 1 through 7 of Fushigi Yugi Genbu Kaiden. I'm really struggling to find the rest of the series for some reason. I don't know if it's out of print, but yeah, for some reason it's been kind of hard. But hopefully I'll run into a couple more this year. Next, that I have volumes 1 of Cardcaptor Sakura and volumes 1 of From Far Away. God, From Far Away. It's out of print 100%. But if you guys have the chance to rate it or like buy it, pick it up. It's so good. So good. Next, that I have volumes 1 through 11 of W. Juliet. Another story that I'm gonna say everything that I own is so good. It's so good. But I mean, I have it for a reason. Next to that, I have the first 7 volumes of Prince Freya. I believe volume 8 should be coming out soon. But another series that I picked up impulsively and I am super behind on. But a lot of people said that if you enjoy Requiem of the Rose King, another series that I own, then you would like Prince Freya. And I really enjoyed Requiem of the Rose King, sorry. So I picked this up immediately. And so far I like it. I can kind of see why people compare the two, but they're slightly different vibes is how I'll put it. And next to that I have the first 4 volumes of Emo Koi minus the first one because as I said earlier, I for some reason don't have the first volume for a lot of my series. All right, and on this next shelf is where things get a little funky because this is my shelf of Korean and Japanese manga. For example, the first 2 volumes here is Haikyuu, but it's like the side stories in Korean. So they were pretty cheap, so I picked them up immediately. I hopefully I'll be able to find the first one. I know that there's more, but I really want the first one because it's really weird not having the first one. Next to that, I have the first volume of All Out. It is a rugby manga. I actually watched the anime and thought that it was super funny and super cute. So I wanted to pick up the first volume of that because it's not published in English. I wish it was, but it's not. So you gotta make do. Next to that, I have I have volumes 2 through 6 of Cardcaptor Sakura, except this is, I don't know if you guys can see. Um, Let me pull it out actually, or I'll show a snippet later on. This is actually one of Kodansha's bilingual mangas, so it has both English and Japanese, which is nice. So if you're like studying Japanese, it's good as like a fun study material, I would say. Next, that I have volume 14 of Inuyasha for some reason. Uh, Next to that, I have the first volume of Angel Denetsu, which is the same creator, which is created by the same guy who made Claymore. Entirely different setting, entirely different energy, but okay, in a way, I almost enjoy Angel Denetsu more because of the comedy aspect of it. But if you guys are able to find it somewhere online, I would highly recommend reading it. It's a good light read. Definitely lighter than Claymore, I'll put it that way. Next that I have I have volume 40 of Bleach in Japanese and then volumes 47 to 54 with of course a bunch missing in Korean that I picked up last time I went to Korea. I believe those were like the only volumes there when I went, so I just bought it just for borderline the novelty of it. But anyways, next to that I have the first 3 volumes of Liar Game. Liar Game. Wow. It's not published in English. I definitely read it online, but it's so good. It takes one of my favorite subgenres is kind of like the Survivor Island, Hell Island, that kind of thing. And Liar Game definitely, I think, would be a great series to read if you are also into that. Next to that is a Japanese manga that I cannot read the title of, and I bought purely because I thought the art was pretty. And after that, I have the first volume of Kaiju number 8 in French, I believe. My friend picked it up as a gift when they went to Europe, which I always love manga as gifts. So, super fun addition to my collection. Next to that, I have volumes 18 through 41 of manga. The, I can't read kanji that well, but and I'll add another snippet just to show you guys what the art is like. But this is like one of the OGs of the isekai genre, I would say. Next, that is not manga. It is a postcard set from Twisted Wonderland, a game that I have not played, but the art is pretty, so I got it. And after that, I have volumes 2 through 9 of Inosan, and then 1 through 9 of Inosan Rouge, which is the sequel series. It follows the infamous Sanson family. They're a family of executioners in France, and they're a real life family, but these characters are not. They're based off of real life people, but I believe the main character of the second series is not a real person, but she's so cool. She's stunning. Love her. She's crazy, but I love her. After that, I have the first 13 volumes of D and Angel minus volume 6 because I can't find it. And this is 100% out of print. So fingers crossed I'll run into it sometime, somewhere. After that, I have the earlier mentioned Requiem of the Rose King based off of the Shakespeare play of King Richard with a twist. Our main character is um, canonically intersex, so very, very interesting adaptation of the play. Highly recommend. The art is delicate, and the story is not. The story is extremely dark, but I recommend. Speaking of delicate art but super dark themes, we have Godchild volumes 1 through 8, the full series. I adore Kaoriyuki. She's the same creator. She's the same person who created Angel Sanctuary and truly the queen, the godmother of Gothic shoujo manga. Gothic manga, I would say, just straight up, if anything. Next to that, I have volumes 1 through 12 of The Ancient Magus Bride. It's been covered a little by my Mort. um, the anime came out a couple years ago, so I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of this series, but it's really good. The characters are beautiful, but more so than the character, the world building in this, incredible. Okay, on this next shelf, I have the collector's edition of Junji Ito's Cat Diary. If you've read any of Junji Ito's works, then you know his art style very well. I mean, even if you haven't read it, you've seen his art style. And the Cat Diary, it's like semi-autobiographical in showcasing the lives of his wife's cats, except it's in his art style, so they're creepy but sweet. Next to that, I have two light novels. They're both Death Note. I picked these up years ago. Um, and they're holding up pretty good. They're holding up pretty good, considering how not kind to my manga I was when I was younger. Next to that, I have the regular edition of Junji Ito's Cat Diary, and I have the standalone volume of Hyperventilation. After that, I have the first 5 volumes of Cherry Magic. This, wow. Even if you guys aren't crazy about boys love, I would recommend this just in general as like a lighthearted like rom-com. Super sweet. Next to that, I have the full set of Skullface Honda-san or Skullface bookseller Honda-san. A very interesting look into what looks like fantasy Kinokuniya. Um, you truly meet a variety of characters in that. Next to that, my penultimate lighthearted manga favorite, A Man and His Cat. Actually, it's getting a little more serious, in the later volumes because we kind of delve into why this man is alone or why this man feels so alone and what kind of led him to get a cat because he's actually not a cat person. His wife was. Except now he is the ultimate cat person. So after that, I have the first three volumes of The Prince in His Dark Days. I know this is a 4 volume series, so I just need one more. I just need one more and I'll have everything. So I'm gonna pick that up real soon. And next to that, I have the first volume of Welcome to the Ballroom. I really like this actually. I also started watching the anime and it looks stunning. I love seeing like the dancing scenes in motion. So and continuing, sort of continuing with the cat and animal theme, I honestly maybe I'll move Welcome to the Ballroom so it's more like cohesive. But I don't know if you guys can tell from my collection thus far, but nothing is cohesive in the way that I have filed everything away. But I have The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again today. The first, no, the first volume is the only volume I don't have. The second and third volume of that. I got this off of a website that I will be sharing you guys at a later time. And it was super discounted, so I picked this up on a whim. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's so cute. It's very much like a I'm kind of bored right now, but I want to read something real quick. It's definitely one of those kind of series, but it's super sweet. Next to that, I have three standalone volumes of um oh sorry, had to had to put my arm down for a second. It was a little sore. But I have three standalone volumes by the same creator as the girl from the other side, Nagobe. Except these are animal protagonists now, so which honestly, I I'm not the hugest fan of standalones because I just like reading like a lot, but they're really nice. They're the art style kind of makes it feel heavy, but the stories are still lighthearted, but still has enough depth to like kind of touch your heart kind of vibes, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense half the time when I'm talking about the manga, but I'd recommend picking up any of these any day. And my arm got tired again. But anyways, next to that I have Beauty. These titles are so long. Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost, the first 3 volumes. This is also by Kaoriyuki. This is one of her newest series. I don't know why it's not in order, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I prefer her older series more, but I have been enjoying this one. So I picked these up and I'm just about to order the 4th volume. So hopefully that'll come in soon. Next to that, I have a light novel, Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter. I read the manga of this and I really enjoyed it, honestly. Like, it was nice seeing a very strong female protagonist in this kind of setting. And so I figured since I enjoyed the manga so much, I should pick up the light novel and kind of get to know her even more or like see her more. So I haven't started reading this yet. After all that, I'm like, I still haven't started reading this yet, but I will be very soon. Next to that, I have the first volume of Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World. This is where it takes place in the ancient Egypt setting, which is my favorite arc. So I have that. You will see that I have more on the next shelf, but here I have the first volume in the single volume version. Next to that, I have One Punch Man, the first volume. This was, what was it, Box Crate? One of those like monthly subscription box exclusives. So I'm not like crazy about One Punch Man, but it's nice to have. Next to that, I have the second volume of RG Veda by Clamp. We all know and love Clamp. I grew up watching RG Veda, the anime. So this is another one of those nostalgic series for me, but still haven't. I think I'm just gonna get the omnibus version of these, to be honest, but I'll keep the second one. Why not? Next to that, I have the first 3 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate. The series is very long, and I think similarly to the Way of the House Husband situation, I think I'm gonna stop collecting. Like I love the series, but I think 3 is enough for for me. Right. And continuing sort of with the light novel, I have three. The titles are so long. I don't think I need to read it. Y'all know what these are. The I have the first three volumes of the three danmes that just came out through Seven Seas. Except I also have the fourth one of the Scum Villain because I believe that's the last one. So just to finish it off. Fun fact: I haven't started reading any of these. I have a friend who's like come on, like you start reading. You you have so many, and I'm like I know. I just need to find time to sit down and devour them, but the time has not come yet. But they're collecting dust right now, so I should really get on it. And next to that, I have the first 8 volumes of a Korean manhwa. The title is 밤을 걷는 선비, which kind of translates to The Scholar Who Walks the Night. This was actually adapted into a Korean drama, which I haven't seen, but I picked these up the last time I went to Korea, and it's my Korean is not very good, so I've been reading this very slowly. Except by very slowly, I mean I've been looking at the pictures and going ooh and ah. Because I got these so long ago and I still haven't really read it, but the art is pretty. What can I say? I'm a sucker for good art, as we all are. And next to that, I have volumes 3 to 18, which I believe a couple missing in between, yes, of High Rise Invasion. I know the anime sucked, and I'm gonna be real, the manga is not this incredible story either, but it's fun. And sometimes you just need to be entertained and you don't need like in-depth thinking. So it's one of those series for me. I'm buying this off of a specific site that's like super discounted. So the reason why I'm missing something, like my one excuse for this series in specific, um, is I'm just kind of waiting for them to be in stock and then I kind of purchase as they're in stock. So I don't know when I'm gonna complete this. That is definitely dependent on that website, but we'll see. I'm hoping to wrap this up by this year though, because it's been a hot second since I started grabbing these, and I'm still not done. So next to that, I have Yu-Gi-Oh! The Omnibus version of volumes 34 to 38, which, as you may have guessed, covers the ancient Egypt arc. So I definitely know I'm not going to be collecting anymore because I specifically really enjoy that arc the most, and I have it all now, so we're good. Next, that I have Tokyo Revengers volumes 1 through 6. I actually started watching the anime first, and wow, it's a lot of fun. Is it a little overhyped? Sure. And I also heard that a lot of people didn't like the ending of the manga, but I enjoy it, so I'm collecting these as these come out, basically. All right, and we have finally reached the end of my collection, the last shelf. Over here, I have a random anime magazine that I bought 100% purely because Ichigo was on the cover. So I'm like, gotta pick that up. And I did. And here we are. Next to that, I have the Wotakoi art book and the entire series, volumes 1 through 6, plus another volume 6 because I got the special cover, the Barnes& and Noble exclusive. And you may be thinking, it's the same volume, it's just different art. You know, it could have been worse. I was tempted to buy the exclusive cover from Kinokuniya too, but I stopped myself because I think it's enough having 2 volumes. The same volume with just different art. But that's what I'm saying now. The next manga collection, if you see a third volume 6 with different art cover, we're gonna not mention that. All right, and next to that, I have Monster volumes 1 through 5. It's the same guy who made 20th Century Boys, I believe. And wow, Monster, it really flips your head. I'll tell you that. I believe this is a 9 volume series. I just need 4 more, but I'm mostly waiting for them to go on sale because they're a little pricey. It's worth it, but if you can get it on sale, it's better to get it on sale. And just to kind of wrap things up, it's not oh no, no, no. Next to that I have Junji Ito Smashed. That was another gift. Super good, super fun. As fun as Junji Ito is. Um and yeah, now to finally wrap things up, it's not a manga, but it's a omnibus collection of Alien comics, which my friend got for me for a birthday a couple years ago, and I love the Alien movies, so I was super excited to receive that.